Good evening. First to a developing story. A man will appear in the Port Adelaide court tomorrow accused of sexually assaulting a child on a public bus.
Deanna Williams joins us live, and Dee, a 33-year-old from Findon has been charged.
Rosanna, he's been refused bail, which means tonight he's been locked up behind bars, and this will come as a relief to parents given the sickening crime he's accused of. Police say that on Monday afternoon at 3:30, a teenage girl who was quite possibly on her way home from school was sexually attacked by a man she did not know. She was on board a bus that was heading from the city to the western suburbs, and 7 News understand witnesses saw the girl leave the bus visibly upset. Earlier today, police arrested a 33-year-old man from Findon, charging him with child sex offences, and he'll spend the night in custody before facing a magistrate here tomorrow. Will.
Thank you, Dee. A 12-year-old boy will remain behind bars until the 24th of February, accused of arson. It's alleged the child from Andrews Farm lit a fire near a McDonald's restaurant and train line at Elizabeth. The boy was arrested near the scene. He appeared in the youth court today, but his bail application hearing was adjourned. Live Golf is in for a shake-up, with next year's tournament being held at Kooyonga and taking place in late March.
The new dates were locked in as round one got off to a flying start today, with big shots, packed fairways and plenty of star power.
A shotgun start and the race for the Adelaide Live Crown is on.
Australia's own! Cam Smith!
The biggest names in golf drawing thousands of die-hard fans.
I'm meant to be at school, but I don't really care. I'm here for 4 days, so I'm pretty excited.
We're a bit starved of golf in Australia, so it's nice to get something to hang our hat on.
The King of Riyadh, young Elvis Smiley's the name on everyone's lips. Even the Premier can't help falling in love.
He is a star on the rise, and something tells me there'll be a lot of excitement about him over the weekend.
Cricket star Alex Carey making a surprise appearance after sharing some good luck with Cam Smith.
Oh, he loves his cricket, so it's just probably the smallest thing I can do is hand him a cricket bat. I'm not sure if he's going to use it.
There was big news off the course. The Premier announcing next year's event at Kooyonga will shift to March 18th to the 21st.
There is an energy and a pride associated with the fact that when we put on these events, we put them on to a level that is genuinely world class.
This year's attendees can buy tickets from Sunday, a day before the general public.
And so I would say if this is the type of event you want to plan for and go, now would be the time to dig in and get those tickets.
Since landing in Adelaide, Liv has injected more than $217 million into the state's economy, and hotels across the city are already more than 80% booked. But beyond the numbers, it's the atmosphere that keeps crowds coming back.
After an action-packed first round on the fairways, the focus will soon shift from birdies to beats, with Peking Duck kicking off the first of 4 huge Live Adelaide concerts tonight.
Honey Howe, 7 News.
All right, let's go straight to Amelia now, who's by the green at Grange tonight.
And Mills, it's not just the competition that's heating up down there.
No, Rosie, you should see the forecast. We're set to hold on to this sunshine for the next 3 days, and then we're forecast to steadily warm up as well from tomorrow. So for the second day of play, we're looking at a top of 28 degrees, 33 and sunny for Saturday, finishing with a hot top of 37 on the final day on Sunday. And this is where they'll finish up the championship hole. It's where you see those infamous shoeies take place, and this is what the winner will take home, the Live Golf Adelaide Trophy. The winner of the Live Golf season taking home this impressive statue right here. Now, Sunday night will be a hot one for celebrations too. I'll take you through it in the forecast later this hour, Rosanna.
Sounds good. Thank you, Amelia. One of Australia's fastest yachts is tonight stranded and taking on water off North Haven. She was being towed by police after running aground.
It's a heartbreaking sight. One of the country's fastest yachts tonight lying crippled on a sandbar.
I think a lot of people have followed this boat in particular, its successes and its wins, would be devastated.
Well, they stuffed it up, didn't they? Maybe they need new navigation gear.
Scarlet Runner arrived here from Victoria to race, but the 43-footer with a proud history ran aground off North Haven yesterday afternoon. Efforts to tow her from the shallows took a dramatic turn when the keel detached. She quickly lost stability and sank.
Sandbars come and go. You really have to have your wits about you.
Water police rushed to help, rescuing the crew safely.
There'll be shock going to the community. Usually the boating world is a tight-knit community. Everybody knows the crew, the skippers, the owners.
Fresh off a successful Sydney to Hobart campaign, Scarlet Runner was a favourite in tomorrow's Adelaide to Port Lincoln yacht race. Organisers disappointed she won't make the start line, but relieved no one was injured. Devastated owners of the Scarlet Runner have told 7 News they're now working to salvage the yacht, a complex operation expected to take several days.
We don't know why this occurred, but yeah, it's a wake-up call for all boaties and yachties.
Jonathan Edwards, 7 News.
It's looking likely Angus Taylor is just hours away from becoming the next Liberal leader, with a spill motion now locked in. Tomorrow morning's challenge triggered by a cascade of frontbench resignations today, and it could get ugly for Susan Lee.
Hoping it's a day tailored for change.
You think you got the numbers?
Mate. Good to see you this morning. Bit wet out
here. You got the numbers if it goes to a spill.
His supporters resigning one after another.
That the Liberal Party is capable of so much better than this.
Followed by WA Senator Matt O'Sullivan and Queenslander Phil Thompson.
We've been in a death spiral and we need to get out of it.
Mr Thompson and New South Wales Senator Jess Collins formally requesting a leadership spill. Susan Lee agreeing. At 9 a.m. tomorrow, it's on. Her supporters rallying.
This person hasn't even been given a year in the job.
As the resignations flowed, Tasmanian John O'Doniam and Victorian James Patterson, who encouraged Andrew Hastie to shelve his leadership ambitions, declaring for Mr Taylor.
Angus understands that this is a change or die moment for the Liberal Party.
Having resigned himself last night, Angus Taylor finally declaring his candidacy online.
I'm running to be the leader of the Liberal Party because I believe that Australia is worth fighting for.
From the Liberal women who got the ball rolling on Monday.
I believe the best person to take us forward to the election and lead that fight is Angus Taylor.
Jane Hume working the phones, considering running for deputy leader as the resignations continues. Senior WA Conservative Michaelia Cash, Queenslander and former Lee backer James McGrath. An orchestrated uprising choreographed to build the impression of momentum, and it seems to have worked. Number crunchers tell 7 News Angus Taylor has the numbers. Susan Lee releasing a flurry of social media posts stating her principles before fronting what could be her last question time as leader. Labor lampooning.
Julius Caesar had more support from his senators than what we've seen going on over there today.
And as Liberals prepare tonight to ditch their first ever female leader after just 10 months in the job, a warning.
Any day of the week, an average bloke in the Liberal Party wins over a woman, and the only real qualification you need are the XY chromosomes.
A tough sell for a party that needs to reconnect with female voters. Mark Riley, 7 News.
One of South Australia's leading publicans says thieves have targeted his bottle shops every week since the start of the year. Peter Hurley warns the only way his staff can stay safe is by carrying pepper spray. But our top cop is not convinced.
At Torrensville's Hotel Royal, thieves go straight for the spirit shelf, take what they want, run towards Henley Beach Road, then
they just wait out on the street for the bus to come past.
At the Marion Hotel, staff are outnumbered by shoplifters.
If our staff try to intercept them, they get threatened that the bottle will get smashed over their effing head.
While at Hotel Panorama,
they know how to raid a bottle shop and be able to walk away with a substantial quantity of alcohol.
Peter Hurley owns all 3 of these bottle shops and several more. There's not been a week without a theft this year. Now he wants his staff armed with pepper spray.
And that's the only way we'll be able to protect our people.
But the police commissioner is not in favour. Grant Stevens said he'd be concerned if permission was given to anyone who's not currently entitled to carry it.
For example, South Australia Police, it's heavily regulated, audited, it's issued on a shift-by-shift basis. There are strict training protocols that that have to be complied with before people are allocated OC spray.
There has to be consequences for this sort of lawlessness.
Lauren Rose, 7 News.
The South Australian Liberal Party has made a spectacular about-face, axing their $500 million promise to reverse Labor's water bill hike. But 5 weeks out from the state election, they didn't even break the news themselves.
Billed as an election sweetener under Vincent Tarzia, a promise now scrapped. But it wasn't the opposition breaking the news, the Treasurer taking centre stage playing audio of the Shadow Water Minister letting it slip at an industry event yesterday.
With the new leader, we clearly said that we would take time to review our policy platform carefully and responsibly.
None of you were there. There was no accompanying press release. There was no announcement. Nothing.
No answers today from Nicola Centofanti. The Shadow Treasurer left to confirm the decision to scrap the policy was made last month.
I would have loved to have unwound Labor's tax on South Australians for SA Water, but simply we can't because Labor's cooked the books. We've got $48 billion worth of debt come 28-29.
Still, the policy promise remained on the Libs website until today.
And they've been out there telling people that they're going to lower their water bills, when in fact they're not.
The levy was introduced in 2027 to help pay for new water infrastructure, adding around $85 to the average household bill. The Shadow Treasurer says the party has now completed its policy review, insisting no other promises made under the former leader will be dropped before next month's election.
I'm very proud of the policies that we have.
With a parting shot at the Treasurer.
Tom Cootes and Tone are sitting in this dark little room trying to figure out ways in which to undermine the Liberal Party.
Michaela Kamarek, 7 News.
A former CFS volunteer who caused the death of a workmate in a horror rollover has begged for a merciful sentence. 58-year-old Wayne Klingberg was fatigued and under the influence of 5 different prescription drugs when he crashed near Balaclava in 2022. Footage played in court shows the 58-year-old swerving out of his lane. He's asked for a suspended sentence or a good behaviour bond. He'll learn his fate later this month.
The controversial new police horse barracks at Gepps Cross has been officially opened. The high-tech, multi-million-dollar digs come with crowd noise simulation to train the animals for major protests and events.
Welcomed by SAPOL's top brass to their luxurious new home.
This location here has ultimately proven to be the best decision that could have been made.
The police grades today officially moved into the almost $100 million Gepps Cross facility, a move that was first met with a long face.
It's fair to say that at that point in time there was a level of disappointment that we were being moved from our historical location.
Forced when their old barracks at Theberton were bulldozed to make way for the new Women's and Children's Hospital.
We know this has been a long time coming. A lot of work was done on where the new location would be, but also some really important work was done in the intervening years around the design of this facility as well.
There were fears the response times for the animals would take a hit, but now it's a happy union that has brought together the police horses, dogs and band. Training of the horses here is far more high-tech than the old facility. In fact, there is light and noise simulators used to ensure the horses are ready for all of the state's major events. The dog's crucial to policing too.
One dog is worth 2 police officers when it comes to catching crooks.
Greener pastures for all.
It is fair to say that this is the most impressive facility of this nature in Australia.
Hannah Ford, 7 News.
There's new evidence tonight in the search for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of an Australian-born American TV host. FBI and Arizona police are now testing a glove they found not far from her house after they detained, then released a suspect.
After being questioned by the FBI, his home searched, Carlos Palazuelos was released without charge.
I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it.
The local delivery driver was detained after police followed up on a lead that appears to have gone cold.
They showed my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly, it looked like my eyes.
The video, released by the FBI, showing a masked figure creeping on the doorstep of Nancy Guthrie's home the morning she was reported missing. The images taken on that doorstep are still the strongest lead investigators have in figuring out who took Nancy. In the 24 hours since they've been made public, the FBI has received 4,000 fresh tips. That's providing some hope for her family, friends and neighbours.
I think it's been very hard for people.
The mystery has gripped America and the world, turning this quiet street into a frenzy of media, onlookers and true crime enthusiasts.
This week we've seen an uptick in more of the true crime aficionados, social media types, who are live streaming the scene of the house.
The FBI are now searching an area around 100 metres from Nancy Guthrie's home. They're looking for anything that can help them solve this case, hoping this mystery figure made a mistake. The New York Post reporting a black glove was found 2 kilometres from her home.
There's an image of him standing with no backpack on, and then he walks over and does have the backpack on. So it makes you think, where was that located? Was that in a vehicle? Does he have an accomplice?
Questions investigators are desperate to answer. In Tucson, Arizona, Miley Hogan, 7 News.